It's actually not recommended to self-fund an entire campaign. I mean, if we had some wealth of extra money, that would have been pretty cool, but we don't. Some people do. Some of those people run for office. Maybe a lot of those people run for office. But it's a sports analogy for me. I've raised 5 kids that have done a lot of sports, and sometimes I wonder about the kids who could have been the very best of athletes, but they just didn't have the funds, and they didn't have the opportunity in their family. And if running for office was limited to being able to self-fund, I feel like we would miss out on a lot of great athletes in the political world. So the key to that is being able to raise money, and I talked a little bit about that. Not only does that help to fund the campaign, and it's needed, and you can be super grateful about it, and really thank people and involve people in civic affairs, and it will bless them. But you'll also just have more people who will be excited for you and be involved and pay more attention to civic issues around them. So I think a lot of women not only women, men too, but plenty of women are very involved in the budgets of their household, making sure that the bills get paid, understanding what the incomes are, the revenue to the family. And so doing a campaign is just very much that. It's, like I said before, researching what different things cost. Are you going to do 300 signs to put them around, yard signs around the city? What does that cost? And so you set that up. If you're going to do a certain number of flyers to the people who vote and get that list from your city or your county, you know about how many people tend to vote. That's how many flyers you need. You know what that's going to cost. And so then it gives you those targets of how much you want to raise. And then when you involve other people and they can play a part in that, maybe someone will want to pay for all of one of your expenses, or maybe if they contribute 50 or 100, it's going to take a chunk of one of those amounts that you need to raise. And that's what budgeting is. And I have experienced working with someone who does yard signs, suggesting that I get double the amount of yard signs. And I thought about that, and I thought, I don't know if I have enough money or if it would take away from other areas where I need to spend in my campaign budget to do that many, so I'm just going to call this amount good. And I've experienced someone who was going to print my flyers who was suggesting I do a whole second flyer or a whole third flyer for a campaign, and I thought, you know, I would have to spend thousands of my own family's money to do that. I'm just going to call this good, what I'm doing. And I really truly kept within a budget. What I found is that even though we spent little amounts of our family budget in my campaign, the great majority of what I needed to pay for was funded by other people. And it was a win-win, and I stayed within the budget. And it really worked for me. It helped me to make my decisions of what more to spend and what I could spend. And I feel like that's just a good technique, and people very much respect that. It's actually highly admired to have people in public service who believe in budgets.